There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes.
Well, hello, gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Blind Pig Confessions Backyard Edition.
Really?
Backdoor or yard?
Cowboy's not here, so backyard.
Good call.
But we do have Riley.
We do.
No, it's the Riley.
The Riley is
Come
sitting
on.
in tonight, yes.
Come on, it's the Riley.
The Riley.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's me and Patrick and Hunter.
Oh,
And
thanks for
then-
including me.
And then we have, you're welcome.
Yeah, Hunter showed up for a show.
Yeah, Hunter's disabled
He
right
has like
now.
one weekend off a year for baseball or something.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we've got some special guests of the Pig Pen. We have the Riley.
What up?
We have Griswold.
Hello.
And we have Mr. John.
Good evening.
Yeah, there
That
we
was
go.
sultry.
Hello. Good evening.
So,
What's wrong with you there, man? Why you went full DJ and then porn voice?
well, I'm not going to keep it up all night, come on.
We know that.
Ba-doom-doom. All right. So anyway, we decided we were going to get together and drink some beer samples, quite a bit of them, have some wings, talk a little bit about the summer, and kick off the fall when we actually all start getting back together again and recording shows again, because I haven't recorded a show in about a month and a half. Hunter? 2, 3 months?
3, 4 months, something like that. Yeah, it's been a minute.
So, but yeah, we've all been busy in the summer. Hunter's got all his sports stuff, and I've had work and vacations and kids out of school and all that fun stuff going on. So it is nice to settle back around the table with the boys and crack open some brews.
Cowboy and Brendan we'll have another show coming up here soon since Brendan's kind of
Brendan moved away from us,
Yeah.
started an offshoot, so to speak.
Well, Blind Pig's Michiana.
Right.
Is what he's starting up, yeah.
Traitor.
Which is cool. Nah, it's fine. We get spread the love a little bit to the northern states. They need a little love up there.
I'm just kidding.
I got plenty of beer.
We may want to send Riley up there because the ladies up there need someone to keep them warm on those cold winter
yeah.
nights.
Recently single, guys.
Woohoo!
Woo! Wouldn't you say that to the
Swipe right.
Wouldn't you say that to the ladies, not the guys?
Yeah.
Recently single ladies, not hey guys.
I mean,
Riley's available. Jeff hands. You want to try again? So, what have you been up to, Riley, other than being single?
just chilling, working, missing you guys.
Aww.
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet?
He's so sweet.
Be seeing you guys more often now.
So
it's gonna be
awesome.
He's on parole.
nice.
He is.
I mean,
I just got paroled.
I feel like you sound sad.
Oh no, I'm a happy man, dude.
You look like it.
Fucking happy man, drinking beer, eating some wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan prepared some wings tonight. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah,
Thank
pretty-
you.
Oh, come on,
All right.
come on.
They're pretty good. I like
I
them.
know
smoked.
them.
They're
He's
smoked.
Patrick's not invited.
I can't let him get a big. He can't let him get a big head.
Don't be jealous of the size of my head.
It is a big head.
It is. It's a huge cranium.
So, John, you've been on the show what, twice now, maybe a couple times?
Yes.
Couple.
Yes.
Dynamite drop it. So, what you been up to, man?
Yes.
Nothing. You just
Nothing.
John just
We're so prepared.
he's a man of so few words. It's all
Yes,
good.
I am. Yes, I am.
Griswold, what's up, man?
Work, trying to buy a house. That's it.
That's it. Just waiting for the pigs to actually start doing shows again, so you can come out and drink.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Hunter, what you got? Anything special, man?
Hey, it's good to drink beer.
It is.
Let's just start there. It's good to be around all you guys again and get a few beers down the throat there and some wings. It's been a while.
It has.
It's a busy time.
Noblesville Brewfest is coming up again.
I can't wait.
You know what? That was one of my
We're doing that
favorites.
coming
That
up.
was a good time.
Yes, I was gonna say that was one of my favorite festivals too. That 200 different beer samples.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the first time we met Brian from FDR.
It is.
Yep.
It is. So it was a little
Coffee
awkward.
blonde.
It's funny because it was a little awkward at that moment because we didn't really know him, and then the awkwardness has all left the building since then.
Yes, and we haven't been there for a bit either.
We were there.
No, it's been
When
a
I
bit.
say we, I mean me.
Well, yeah.
So
Did you not go to the old school show?
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Well,
it's
the
been a while.
the
for
blind
you.
beer debacle.
Yeah.
That was last time we were there. We had as schedules dealing with the summer and schedules and everything, we've had to put off a couple of our shows there.
Yep.
We're still sticking with the festivals, though. We got a lot of festivals. Jockey Box Hero coming up with Indiana on. Is it?
It's
all
just a
good.
little embarrassing. So we had some beers tonight. We had we started off. I brought one back from Florida called the Reef Donkey, and
From,
I miss my
where's that
donkey.
Tampa Bay Brewing Company.
Huh.
APA. It was okay.
Yeah, it was good. It
Nothing-
wasn't bad. It was very smooth. It wasn't. It didn't have a lot of bitterness to it, so it kind of finished.
Not on the
nice,
back
so,
end.
Yeah.
I mean,
Little-
up front, a lot of
slightly.
hops
Wasn't
up
too
front.
special. I don't think it was too special.
It won 2014?
A bronze.
They were on 2014 at GBAF.
Yeah, 2014
GABF.
GBA.
Or Great American GABF. Sorry, I
That's
can't
okay.
spell.
The Gabbeth.
Gabbeth.
GABF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have anything to say about it? Anything there, Griswold?
No.
No.
That's dude. Really, if you keep trying to go to Griswold all night long, you're gonna get like
I
one.
tried.
We got to get him drunker.
It gets better. John?
Yeah, it's coming to me. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was kind of plain. I
Yeah.
really
Exactly.
didn't really.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah,
no,
that's
no,
kind of.
no
Stir
insult.
anything.
I mean, no insult to
It was
him.
good.
Just-
It just wasn't special.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad beer. I mean, if
That's a
someone
good
handed
word,
it to me,
Special. Yeah.
You know what? It's an easy drinking summer beer.
yeah. If I was down on the beach in Florida and someone was giving them to me, I'd drink them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, "Oh shit, that's nasty."
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Then what did we come to next? We came to
Riley,
the.
it's Riley's contribution.
There you
Right,
go,
what was it,
Riley.
Riley?
Tell us about it.
Tangerine IPA. Stone Tangerine IPA. I thought was very smooth. Had a little bite and bitter to it all the way through.
Right.
And then a hint of tangerine. So I actually liked it a lot better.
Yeah,
And,
the sweetness was
yeah,
a nice
it
balance
was
with
there.
it.
It was there.
Yeah.
Definitely something good.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a good summer beer. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the biggest times I drink the IPAs are summertime.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
happens. We adjust.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
as far as the Stone goes, I like the tangerine taste in it. I wasn't a fan of the bitter that kept giving.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, yeah, it wasn't a bad beer. It was just a little too bitter on for me.
Did you like it better than the Reef Donkey?
I kind of wish they would have put the tangerine flavor into the Reef Donkey. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I just didn't like the bitter at the end of the tangerine. Too much bitter for me. You guys have anything to say over there? Our one-word people.
No.
Hi, Clark.
No. Okay.
Not bad. I mean, again, we found, I think a lot of them are going to be IPAs right now. I think that's most of what I got right now. I did bring a Goes with me tonight. So
I actually
we'll
have
be able
some porters and stuff.
That'll be awesome.
So
Because that's all I see, though. I mean, even when I was going out to the bar for the last few weeks, it's just IPAs and APAs and just pale ales everywhere.
you were giving me shit about not bringing something back from Gallatin, but I do have a surprise in there for you. It is not from Gallatin, but it was one of our favorite Tennessee beers that we had down
Okay,
there.
well, that's good.
Ooh.
Excellent.
So we will have
But it's
that.
not Creeper.
It's not Creeper.
Okay.
No, he's not Cannon yet. If he was Cannon, it would have been a lot easier. But
Called the Growler.
so, but anyway, let's move on to the next one. Who brought the Flying Dog?
I did.
So the Raging Bitch.
Yeah, Flying Dog, Raging Bitch, Belgian.
IPA.
Yep, Belgian Pale.
I liked it. I thought that was pretty good.
I thought it had a lot more complex flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Belgian style.
It was my favorite of the three we've had tonight.
Agreed.
I will say
Agreed.
that. Yep. I think there's enough complexity there. The hops are there. They're bitter, but they don't stay with you for hours.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of hits you and then suddenly goes away.
Yeah,
Smooth.
exactly.
I think it's really smooth.
See, I like Belgians anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that Belgian IPA appeals to someone more like me than your regular APAs or your IPAs.
Right.
I
Right.
definitely enjoyed this quite a bit more.
I got to say, the IPAs and APAs lately, they have been balancing much better than they did when even when we first started the show. Some of the IPAs and stuff we were getting a hold of were just punch you in the face,
Right.
throw as many hops down your throat as we can, and
Yep.
see how bad you cough.
Exactly.
It was bad,
Yep.
Yeah.
but they're not
It
doing
was,
that as
it was
much
an
now.
IBU contest is what it was.
It was, yeah, and they still have some out there, the 60 and 120 minutes. Those
Mhm.
guys, they're.
Yep.
But generally speaking, most of the new IPAs I see coming out are more like these guys, where they balance them off a little bit better, which
Well, I
which
think
makes it
you-
much more drinkable.
I think you hit a much more wide variety of consumers that
Mhm,
way
I
by
agree.
doing that. Because when you get those really hoppy ones, you hit a segment of people who enjoy those.
Mhm.
But when you get these that are a little more balanced, I think you appeal to the masses a little bit more.
I think some of the breweries still are going to have to brew just a hard hitting IPA though for the hopheads, because the hopheads are still going to want that.
It's got to be in your repertoire.
Yeah, you got to have one that's just blow your face off with hops kind of a thing. But
Absolutely.
I just don't think they're hitting the store shelves like they used to.
I'd agree with that.
All right, guys. Well, I think this is a good place to take a quick break, and we're going to get some more beer samples, and we'll come back to you here in a few minutes.
WhitestownBrewFest.com.
Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Hunter's here.
Yeah.
Jordan, everybody. Roberto showed up.
Birdo's here.
Roberto.
Nobody tell me Brooks School was freaking closed.
Like for 4 months now.
I know, right? so it's been that long since we've been here.
Yeah. Good point.
It's gonna be like another 4 months and it's closed too, because that. I saw the reading on it, or the news article on it. It was all the bitching about the not being a sidewalk, which that thing is dangerous. I've ridden my bike across that and my bicycle, and I'm scared to death because the guardrails were only like knee high, and literally if anybody clipped you, you would just go over the edge and onto 69. But I guess they're not even. Well, yeah, there you go. But they're not even. But they're not even going to fix it. But they're not even going to put a walkway in yet either. They're going to continue, but they're doing something that's going to allow them to come back in a year
later.
A year. So the whole delay, and then they're still not really doing anything for
Well,
it.
they got to waste enough money
Well,
in
of
their
course.
budget now for the fiscal year.
Well, yeah.
That way they can.
Well, it's like companies, like company I work for, and that always baffled me on some of the companies that I've worked for in the past is, well, if I don't spend the money I've got in this budget, they won't give me the same amount or more next year. It's like,
True.
all right, okay, I guess that's. But to me, that seems odd from the top down. It's like the top of the company should not want you to hit, max out your budget every freaking year. But everybody's like, oh, well, if I max it out and spend it all, I'll get more.
Yeah,
We're the same way with the
corporate
construction,
America
I would think.
works.
Yeah, I know, and it's just it's always baffled me.
Yeah, because if you don't use it, they're like, well, you don't need that much, so we're just going to go ahead and cut your budget in half, and you'll be fine.
Well, but they shouldn't cut it in half. They could cut it down to what you spent the year previously. Because, again, obviously you didn't need to spend all that money on some of it. You could have done it more efficiently.
What's that called? Is that called comp?
Comp?
Or year over year?
Yeah, comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just always baffled me. It seems backwards.
I hate that term. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes my life miserable. But anyway, gentlemen, we are drinking a beer.
We've
One.
hit a good one. We've hit a good one here. I really like this one.
This is one I brought back from Florida, from Due South Brewing Company in
Boynton Beach.
Boynton Beach. And when I asked the table full of assholes where Boynton Beach was, the answer I got was Due South.
I mean,
thanks,
seems about
assholes.
right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
I don't know about Due South.
I said
on the
south.
bottle, so
I said south. And then Riley chimed in and said due south.
Yeah,
Dick.
Riley.
It's the Riley.
fucking the Riley.
The Riley.
All right, so the Riley. What do you think of the Due South brew here?
Actually, this is like my favorite cream ale I've ever tried. It's really good.
I mean, caramel cream ale with
Caramel
vanilla
cream
bean.
ale. Yep, exactly.
I mean, it's not sweet. There's no sickly sweet syrup in it. It's a nice dark, amber color. There's no bitterness to it. It's not hoppy at all.
Still
What is-
beer.
And it's really awesome. It goes down smooth. I'm digging this one a lot.
John.
And it's
John
not too
actually-
heavy.
Yeah, and John actually said, it'd be good pretty good with ice cream. And I would tend to agree with him. I'd probably be good with like a filling a scoop of ice cream.
I could do that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was good. I drank one down there and then brought the other 5 back to share with my brothers.
Sweet.
I like
Appreciate
it.
We're never
like
going to get it again, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if any of us return to the Orlando area, that's where I got it.
nope, I'm done. I served my time. How you think I got all this gray hair?
Yeah, that's true. So, Roberto, what did you think of it, man?
It's not too bad. It's lighter than what I anticipated. It's not doesn't have a lot of kick to it. So it's cool. I mean, it's for this type of weather now that it's kind of cooled down and stuff. It's really mellow. Yeah, I can drink it. It goes pretty good with the wings you barbecued. It's not too bad. I dig it.
Cool.
It's got a nice caramel
That's the one.
tone to it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
the
that's
looks are
that's
deceiving
yeah.
because I would think that honestly it would have had more of a sweeter aftertaste, and it doesn't. It's really mellow. It's really smooth. It's a nice blend, I guess
Yeah.
I should say. It's really
I
was
pick
done
up
very
that
well.
vanilla on the
Exactly.
back end a little bit.
Just a bit.
Just a bit, and then it kind of goes away.
None
kinda
of that
quick.
SK back end type stuff.
I was
Exactly.
expecting a more brown ale type taste because of the color of it.
Yeah.
And it's it's all good.
Well, like Jordan was saying earlier, typically with these like vanilla bean ales or beers, they usually have those artificial flavors, and it just kills all the other flavors because it's just so overpowering.
Right. But I do agree with Roberto and Hunter that the color is extremely deceiving. When you pour that, if someone just poured that in a glass and I went to take a sip, I'd be like, whoa, the hell's wrong with this? But It is actually just a cream ale. That's all it is.
Almost get a little bit of a sweet aroma to it,
Yep.
but which I think kind of plays into that kind of the deceiving side of things too.
It's low alcohol too. It's only a 5%. So
That may be one of the reasons why it's not as sweet as you would think, or or it doesn't give more of that sweetness. Because when you go that higher ABV, it automatically starts adding in some of that odd sweetness
sugar
to it.
too. Yeah, but this is more like a PBR style of ABV on it. So it's just your normal full flavor beer.
What I
ABV.
wonder what it tastes like warm.
I don't know.
Why would you want to?
I didn't let it get
the
warm enough
beer?
to taste
Well,
it
I mean,
warm.
typically when it warms up,
I'm just kidding, yeah.
beers warm up.
No,
you get
actually,
the-
yeah, some of them get that better flavor.
exactly. So
Usually the much darkers get that, like
I mean,
the
it's-
porters and the stouts. But
it's pretty dark for.
yeah, it might actually be okay. Well, unfortunately, we drank it all, so we can't sit and let one sit for a little bit and try it.
No, that's not true.
Oh, okay. Well, then take one out and out of the ice. There you go. Just let it sit.
Try it later.
Yeah.
So we're going to pour another one here. We're going to have the Rebellious Blonde, which is actually called the Rebellious Blonde Coffee Blonde Ale from Daughters Brewing.
So we should have had that one right after the Raging Bitch.
Well, this is another ale, so I figured this is from St. Petersburg.
Three Daughters Brewing.
Three Daughters Brewing, yeah.
I'm glad Jordan can read.
It's not one of my finer suits.
The math is
It
hard.
says-
5% alcohol.
And it says, "Don't let the rich coffee flavor fool you." This one is a bright, slightly sweet golden blonde ale. Let her surprising twist take your taste buds for a ride.
All right, I'm going to pass
I'm always down for a ride.
pass that down to Roberto so that side of the table can get ridden too.
There you go. When you're talking, Hey, I'm just trying to make sure it all sounds good.
Pass that down to you boys.
How about he just passes the one that he's already got open?
Oh, we got that one open too. So
Or Jordan, it's all complicated.
Clark didn't get shit.
What the hell?
You've been here for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Roberto's got to catch up. Roberto, how's them? Did you eat the Satan's whatever? Satan's
I think that's
mangina?
the
First
third
blood?
one that I got. I'm going to try that
Oh,
one
okay.
last.
It's not. It's pretty good. It's not like hot.
Really? So it's
just
not
a little
like
tingle,
What was it
tingle
called,
burst.
Jordan? Satan's mangina? What?
Satan's mangina. No, Satan, Lucifer's blood.
Satan's
I don't know.
mangina.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up now.
This is okay. I'll let you guys taste it first.
Really? No, you can
Really?
talk about
One
it.
of
It's
those?
okay.
It's not going to be. It's probably the worst or the least flavored one we've had all night.
That's weird.
It should have coffee.
It
I
tastes
taste
like water.
Coffee. I taste coffee.
I taste like coffee and water.
I don't.
It tastes
Yeah.
like watered down coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee that's been sitting out
Right?
all night.
With a little bit of carbonation.
Like if I do an
Yeah, you
iced
get that
coffee and I
coffee
let it sit
flavor.
in the sun too long.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
I don't like the aftertaste. It
No.
just kicked in.
No, I could have done without this one.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say
And
this
I'm
one's not good.
You know, and I usually give the a pass to anything that has coffee in it because I do enjoy that. But this is just, it's really light, kind of funky.
Not
That
even good-
carbonation.
Not even good coffee.
No.
That's a bad thing about
No,
it.
it's like-
bitter.
It's like
freaking-
low grade Folgers.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Make sure we don't.
Yeah.
Make sure we don't
Brewed
tag
like
them
4
on-
times.
yeah.
and
Tag them in this shit.
Yeah, we'll make sure we don't tag them in this episode.
They're in Florida. Who gives a shit?
Still
It
don't want to
seriously-
tag them.
Seriously, it tastes like I put my
Dang.
tongue on a coffee grounds or something like that.
No, it doesn't even taste that good.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I enjoy a good cup of coffee. This literally
I-
is watered down.
I wanted to like this.
I did too.
Yeah.
And maybe we're just spoiled by the coffee blonde from Four Day Ray
It's
Yes.
probably partly
Or the
true.
Bigsby.
or the Bigsby because that's got strong coffee flavor too. Yeah.
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 So that's very possible, and
They got we have high. Our standards are a little higher than they used to be.
well, and I think our standards maybe in this area are a little higher than they are down there. I'm
It's
just
possible,
saying. I
yeah.
mean,
Down
we're
there,
pretty,
this
we're pretty
might
blessed.
Be, yeah, this might be the primo coffee
Yeah,
ale down there.
exactly.
You know, who knows?
Well,
but-
dude,
Yeah, we're spoiled around here. We really are with the amount of good beers coming out of this area.
Well, I went back down for a week for a buddy's wedding, and there really isn't in the Orlando area where I was at in Sanford, DeLand kind of area. The liquor stores don't carry craft brew. Yingling is there. We're talking Yinglings and Blue Moons, and that's their craft down there in that area. You know, at least in the areas I was at, and it's just I couldn't find anything. Everything's Budweiser and or the big guys and Miller Lite, and nothing wrong with that. But I was still looking for. I was loading up the cooler when we went fishing with Yingling because that was the best I could find, which is fine, but it was still better than the other two options I had.
Yeah, not really a craft scene per se. Then
Not in the area I was at. Yeah, I mean, it might be in some other areas, maybe more southern. Like if you're going down to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, places where the young people hang out. Because where I'm at, where I was living at in that central area, it's just it's more aged people.
There's
not a lot
probably more fiber in that beer then.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I need to look. We could make a killing with a Metamucil brew. Down in Florida.
Damn, year round too, right?
Holy shit, man, we can make a killing.
You know what? Give it a minute. Let's see what this does to you after a couple, because damn.
Somebody already might have beat us to it, because remember we were talking about that earlier, all the great ideas you have, somebody's already done.
Somebody's already done it.
I just realized that I don't even need my headphones on. I was sitting there looking, John took his headphones off, then I'm like, you know what?
Well, poor Roberto doesn't have his on because we didn't have an extra pair.
I don't think he needed them because I just realized John said without them. I'm like, I can hear him just fine in here.
We're pretty good with that.
I think we left a pair at our last show or something because I think we're missing a pair.
I taste 9-volt in this.
9-volt?
It tastes like a battery.
I like it.
What?
Yeah, I can understand.
Like,
have you ever
try it again?
Have you ever tested? Have you ever tested a 9-volt? By licking your finger, putting it over the contacts, and then touching your tongue to your finger.
A hint. I've licked a lot of batteries in my life, so maybe that's why.
Okay, I don't actually lick the battery. I lick my finger, put it across, and then put your tongue to your finger, and you can tell if the battery's working. You don't actually have to touch your tongue to the 9-volt.
Where's the fun in that?
Shit.
Exactly. That's
Pat, that's the difference between us that are not safe and you. The rest of us just stick that battery right on there.
I live by, I fly by the seat of my pants, brother. I'll lick batteries like there's no tomorrow.
I am not dumb.
Roberto,
I'll lick double A's just because it's a double A.
well, those you got to put in your mouth so both sides touch.
Exactly. Hell yeah, man.
It's only a 1.5 volt. That doesn't do nothing to you.
Roberto, did you realize you're the only one not wearing a condom, by the way, at the table? Look at your microphone.
This is just watch your peas. Just
raw
watch your
dogging it.
peas. Just watch your peas.
Watch my peas.
There you go. Oh, damn it.
That's all good.
All right, we can cut that. We'll normalize that one.
So, after that debacle, I did.
Do I have to finish the can? Are they still 3? Oh.
That's all you, Pat.
I wonder what they taste like warm.
Enjoy your 9-volt.
Wow. We didn't do too well on these, Jordan.
No, I'm not going to be upset if we throw that batch away because it's that bad.
Well, it's not bad. All right.
No, it's bad.
Are you breaking yours out again already?
Well, because we went coffee, so I figured we might as well do the next coffee one and get that out of the way, and hopefully it's better than the last coffee one because holy fuck.
Well, yeah, because we can, and we're going to do a wicked crash on that after the darks and the coffees and all that because the rest of what I got's more light and I got Gozas. I got another couple fruit ones here. And yes, I said fruity.
All right, I'm not going to read this one. I'm going to actually make Griswold read this one.
Oh, you're going to make him talk.
I'm going to make him talk.
Midnight Espresso, Motorworks Brewing, Bradenton, Florida. 6.5% alcohol by volume.
All right, so we're gonna. This is the strongest beer we've had tonight.
He's reading it like he's sitting on the toilet reading a bottle of shampoo.
Hey, it's got who knows?
Rinse and repeat. Then he starts over and shit.
Who the fuck sits on the toilet and reads champagne?
Shampoo.
Oh, I thought you said champagne.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but when I go take a shit, I go classy.
Pat celebrates, man. Are you opioid addicted? So when you take a shit, it's a big deal.
Apparently, no. I said shampoo, or the scope bottle, or toothpaste. As we all do. Now we have phones, though. We don't have to actually sit and read all the things that are in your bathroom anymore. You just pull out your phone.
So this Midnight Espresso here uses Sumatra beans and Sulawesi beans.
I know what Sumatra beans are. I don't know what Sulawesi beans are.
Sulawesi. I guess if I'm pronouncing that wrong, somebody
see
called me
that.
out on it, but it looks like Sulawesi.
Yeah, Sulawesi.
That's what it looks like to me.
What's the alcohol content on this one? 6.5.
Yeah.
So
Jordan, the Raging Bitch
Porter?
is 8.8.
Is it?
It smells like fish.
It might be
start there.
It might be Sulawesi.
It's from Florida.
Yeah, the aroma is fish.
So
Pretty sure.
Chocolate and coffee. dark caramel, chocolate
Do
malt.
you pick that up like
Ooh,
you just
you're right.
reeled one in?
Just a little bit of like a salt,
just
like a
a-
saltwater fishy scent.
Yeah.
I get that.
Like you just reeled one in and you catch that whiff? Am I wrong? Am I wrong or not?
I thought you were full of
Dude,
shit
no,
until I
I'm not
smelled
joking.
it.
Dude, that goza that I was going to have us try before this was
I haven't
is,
tried it yet. I'm kind of
actually
waiting for
says
somebody
sea
else.
salt and all that kind of stuff. I was like, did we pour the wrong one?
Nothing like the
It's different.
smell.
Yeah.
Nothing like
It's
the
different.
Is
smell.
it good?
It's not bad.
All right.
But I would
different.
expect more coffee smell.
It's all right.
it's different.
It's not
It's
my.
different. And there's almost like it's a bourbon barrel, but it's not. You almost
Right.
get that little bit of a hint.
Like a hint of bourbon and
And
smoke.
I don't know if it's just that.
That's it. Smoke.
It's
Yep.
smoked.
Yeah.
It's if Dragon's Milk went bad.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
horrible though.
No,
I
no,
mean,
it's
I
not
don't mind
bad,
it.
but
No,
it's,
no. Just because Dragon's Milk is, I mean, obviously, to
Well,
me,
it's
it's
upper
the
echelon.
shit.
I think if they would have cut down on the Metamucil just a touch.
Just a bit.
I think
But if you put it up next to the coffee blonde ale from
It's
their sister company over there, there's no comparison.
Oh no, absolutely not. But I think this. I don't know if it's the
I think
Sulawesi beans,
yeah.
but you definitely get a lot more of a bitter coffee taste than you did with that other one.
I think there's too much in it because with the caramel, the chocolate malts, and the coffee, and I mean it's what the heck else did they do? And the two different roasts.
There's a lot.
I
going
think
on.
there's too much going on for it.
There is a lot going on.
Yeah.
They were really reaching.
It's good.
They
No,
were
it's,
reaching with this one.
it's good, but I'm not sure you needed to mix the bean roast because they did the Sumatra, as a heavy roast, and then you've got the Sulawesi beans
lightly
on a light
roasted.
roast.
I mean, like with all the ingredients they threw in here, they could have made 2 separate beers.
Yeah,
You know?
it tastes like it should be a higher. It's got that mouthfeel and that initial sweetness, like it's sitting at around 8.8 or 8.5 though.
I'm
on the
curious to
ABV.
know where in the process the coffee came in. If it was a before and after, or if they doubled up.
Or if they cold brewed it, or if they just dropped the beans in.
Correct.
Yep.
There's some fuckery going on with this.
I
one.
mean, it is
some tomfuckery.
it is a porter because it's not thick enough for a stout. It is a porter, but
Yeah.
I'm concerned they tried too much. Not
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
overreached, but that they were trying to.
It is true to
Mix
style.
some
I
flavor.
agree with you there. It's true to style. It's definitely a porter.
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree with you that the fact that there's my mouth doesn't know what to do
Yeah.
because there's so much going on at one
Exactly.
time.
Exactly.
Like I can taste a little bit of chocolate. I can taste some coffee. I can taste some caramel. I do think I taste a little bit of fish scale in there somewhere.
Smoke.
But there's just smoke. There's just so much at one time. My mouth is overwhelmed.
It
Right.
wiped the 3 daughters out though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Here's
Like,
the thing:
clear.
we're saying all this, but it's not bad.
No, it's
it's
drinkable.
just
Exactly.
there's just a lot going on, and it, like Jordan said, it's almost confusing to your brain.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on, you're trying to pick out different notes from it and everything, and there's just
Yeah.
so much.
Exactly. And I think we all said that maybe simplify this one. Take one of the blends of coffee out. Maybe cut the chocolate down a little bit. Maybe pull the
Actually,
caramel
I'd
out
pull-
of there.
I'd-
Something.
Yeah, I'd pull either the caramel or the malts down. The malts down a little bit
Yeah. Because I don't think it's a bad beer. I think it's just way overcomplicated.
because
It's too complicated.
Is that malt maybe bringing out a little more of that bitterness at the end?
Well, it's a
'Cause it
chocolate
feels like
malt.
a
It's a-
really
I think that's the coffee bitters, and I think
Yeah.
that's
Well, I know
what
it's the bitter
Roberto
there.
said. I think it's how did they put the coffee in? If
Right.
they just
It's
threw
not
the
even-
beans in the boil,
it's
you're
not
gonna
even
get
a
bittered.
chocolate. It's not even actual chocolate though. It's a chocolate malt.
right, but I still taste
So-
that malt on the back end quite a bit with that bitterness. I
Right.
think it rides out with it at the end, is what I'm saying.
I'm thinking maybe if you just did the malt and kept the chocolate malt out of it and just left get them just a straight malt in there might lessen some of that weirdness a little bit.
Yeah, because
Just in
there's
my-
definitely a smoked malt in there of some kind too. Because that smoke flavor in the center of that thing is like straight smoky.
yeah.
I mean, it just
Yep.
almost overpowering for just a split second, and then it kind of goes back.
But yeah, I'm
what
still enjoying it. I'm not turning.
No, I
my
feel like
nose
we
up
slammed
like
it,
the-
and I'm not slamming
Yeah.
it at all.
No,
but-
no. It's not a bad beer. It's not a bad
Did you
beer
like
at
it,
all.
John?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
I drink this again.
Okay.
Griswold,
It was just
what do you think?
Well, I pour it again.
Would
I
keep
mean,
buying it? I don't know. If somebody gave it to me, yeah, I'd keep drinking it.
And you're a fan of Dragon's Milk too.
Oh,
so
yeah. You're a porter stout guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
I think we all are.
smokiness in this kind of resets itself, and then when you take another sip, you're back at it again.
Yeah.
It's like it's
because it doesn't stay there. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it fills your mouth with smoke and then goes away.
and goes
It-
away.
It's weird.
and
It
then
just-
you take
it's
another
strange.
sip, and it repeats that process over and over again. So like you're retasting it over and over again, which I don't know if I like. Because
Right.
it kind of kills it a little bit for me. 'Cause it's
Right.
like you're taking it away from me at that point. You know,
It's
little
definitely
overbearing.
You know, it's not bad, but I think it's definitely unique. You know,
It is. Oh, it's
So,
definitely
it's a
unique.
brew.
I'll take a little bit more. Yeah, this one I won't let go to waste. It's not worth
There's
dumping.
still-
No,
Pass
not at
that
all.
over.
It's definitely good.
Pass that
The
around.
coffee blonde we can dump. I mean, if the
take a
pigs
little
say
more.
that we can dump a beer, that means that beer was
What if we
pretty
give-
much for shit.
What if we give it to the pig? What if we get the pig drunk?
Let's not, because I don't want to have to deal with his drunk ass.
Well, it's better than John getting drunk and trying to wrestle the pig. Wait, no.
Pretty
wait.
sure with John's leg, he's not wrestling the pig.
Wait, oh, he
But
wasn't the
did
one who
witness
wrestled it.
Colin wrestling
Oh,
the
it was
pig.
Colin who wrestled the pig. Okay.
Repouring that?
Yeah.
Repouring that, though? I got the fish smell again,
Yeah,
too.
it does. Why does it smell like
I had
fish?
no idea.
Wait, hold on. Smell the can. Is there something in the canning? Maybe the line. Maybe something in the. Smell the empty
smell it in
can.
the can as much. I don't smell the fish in the can as much.
No, the fish is.
Well, the fish
That's more on
smells-
the front
though.
side.
I know. I was gonna say the fish smell's not usually in the can.
All right, I have one more.
And
We're
there
gonna follow
went-
this, and then we can switch over to some of Pat's. But I'm
There-
going in the order of how they'll taste. We have
Oh,
one
that's
more
fine.
coffee one to go.
Jordan's got like a whole. He's got a whole menu planned.
Oh,
Look
that
at
that
it.
whole thing has stuff in it.
I mean, it screwed up the menu with blonde, but you know.
just for the record,
Since Roberto's here, we can
my
do that
reset
Belgian sometime, too.
is too deep.
Belgian or Belgian.
Wow, what'd you get?
Yeah, get that. It's still in the fridge out there.
The India Pale Ale.
Okay, 2 Deep's IPA.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we gotta get something scheduled with them.
We do.
We've got contact with the guys
Since
over there.
like Pies and Pints, we've been trying to get.
Well, no,
something
I
with
mean,
Too
but
Deep.
we also got the guy. I think it was the 2 Deep guy who, because he helps with the sports stuff over at Alley's, and he was like laying the sand when we were there one night. He's out there. He's the new CEO of I think it was 2 Deep. He had just taken over. The brewer was like
we got to get in there.
the
I'll
brewer
get a
was
hold of him.
stepping back because he was trying to do both. And so he was one of the investors in 2 Deep, and so he was taking over. And then we've talked to another guy from 2 Deep when we were at one of our festivals.
I'm going to get a hold of those guys. I'll take that one on. I'll get a hold and we'll get out there. So once we get through this round of beer, we're actually going to drink a beer that Pat and I will certify is better than the other coffee beers we've had. This is called the Gotta Get Up to Get Down Coffee Milk Stout.
Which we've had that. Actually, Alley's has that. Alley's has had that.
Have they really?
Yes.
I don't have they.
Yes.
It's Wiseacre in Memphis.
I've never heard of that.
I don't think they
I
have.
feel like
I
if they
could've
had
sworn
it,
they
You
Yeah.
brought
Yeah.
some of that
Wiseacre-
back last time.
I did,
Yeah, I've had that before.
and it's good.
Yeah, I've had that.
I could have sworn they had that because I had it somewhere else. Maybe, maybe it was just our Memphis trip, and I can't remember.
By the way, just a little housekeeping. If you guys got to take a leak and you want to go around the corner here, go feel free. Just please don't piss over the pig's fence because he will bite your dick off.
Go pee on the
Just-
pig.
Just FYI. Or you can go inside and use the bathroom if you're more
And that's our public service
Humane.
announcement.
Sophisticated.
sophisticated.
That's our public service
I'm
announcement
from
for today.
Texas.
Don't
I'll piss on
don't
anything.
pee on the pig because he'll bite your dick off. Jordan trained him to bite your dick off.
He'll think it's a hot dog or something.
Yeah, no.
More like a bratwurst.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Where are we on?
We're on Gotta
Oh, yeah.
Get Up to
To
Get
Get
Down.
Down.
Wiseacre. Coffee Milk Stout. Fabulous.
It's good.
Roberto doesn't
You
think
weren't
so.
kidding.
You don't like this?
I'm still trying it. Hold
You
on.
want the
hold on.
midnight
Good.
espresso?
This is better than Midnight
Yes,
Espresso.
yes, that's what
by
I'm saying.
far. I still have a little bit of smokiness in my mouth,
Yeah.
so I don't want that.
I'll
kind
slow
of-
down.
You
So
should have grabbed
I'm
some
gonna-
water. There's some water over there. There's some water over there if you want
If
to.
you guys need palate cleansers, I got a whole thing of water over here with cups.
Yep.
Palate cleanse with Too Deep.
Damn it.
There you go. That works too.
Gotta Get Up to Get Down was one of my favorite ones when we were down in
It is
Tennessee.
good.
Yeah.
Really good.
It was good.
Smooth.
It's very creamy.
It is
It's
creamy.
got a good coffee flavor, a quality coffee flavor to it.
But not overpowering.
No, but if you like coffee, you'll like this one. If you don't like coffee, you may be on the edge.
I think the coffee ones
I
need
don't
to
think
be
it's-
simple. I think they need to be simple like this, where it's really just a coffee milk stout. Well, again, what we were talking about Midnight Espresso, too much stuff going for a coffee dark beer. Coffee beer needs to just be
Yeah.
a coffee beer.
It's the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
With this one, it really is because
simple.
this is a milk stout with coffee. Boom, done.
Done. Exactly.
You know, but it's done very well, and that coffee has that just a hint of bitterness, but it doesn't have the bitterness of the Midnight Express at all.
Well,
But you
this is
get the
probably more of a
full
coffee.
flavor
Yes.
out of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going
Yep.
by the name, and I'm thinking back to maybe the reason this is more is they used an espresso grind and roast. Because like when I have two kinds of coffee I have at the house. I have my regular, just like generic coffee, and then my brother turned me on to it, but I use Cafe Bustelo, which is espresso grind, super dark, super powdery coffee, and I can literally use like 2 scoops of that and make a freaking 8-gallon thing of dark midnight coffee, you know, that's just, and it's really good, you know, and those are my extremes. And I think that might be some of what the Midnight Espresso was. If they were truly using an espresso-type grind in their coffee, that could have been what added some of that weird complexity to, you know, a little weirdness to it.
That's quite possible. This, to me, tastes like they took a very high-quality coffee, and they gave it a nice coarse ground, and they probably cold brewed it, and they probably put it in the secondary fermentation, as strong as that coffee flavor is, and it really pulled that coffee through.
It's really good.
Because you hit that coffee, you taste the beer, you taste the milk, you taste the coffee.
But adding the
and then
milk
it's
part,
clean.
adding the lactose or the milk stout part to it helps too, because it increases that mouthfeel. Coffee, and maybe the porters are a little harder to do with the coffee. And maybe that's one thing too. A porter versus a stout adds a different mouthfeel to that
Really,
coffee.
but to be honest, the get up, get down, I almost not sure I would classify it as a stout. I feel the creaminess and the sweetness to it almost porterish to me.
Exactly.
Maybe
I feel that
borderline,
too.
maybe a border.
Yeah.
But
I still think I get stout out of it, but I
I
see
get
where you're
full
going
stout.
with that. I
It's
definitely
a light. It's a light. It's for a milk stout. It is lighter. If you threw this on a nitro line too, that might actually be really good.
That'd almost be like a
Yeah.
milkshake.
Yeah.
oh, wait, I have that too.
You have a milkshake.
Jordan has a milkshake.
No, I really like this get up. Got to get up to get down. It's really good.
I swear Allie's had this one. Someone.
I've never
Oh,
heard
wait
of
a minute.
this.
No, maybe it was. Might have been Hopcat.
Maybe.
I think when I was out with Brandon, because I know I've had this in Indiana, and
They
I
don't-
think it might have been
Wiseacre
Hopcat.
doesn't distribute to India.
Oh, yeah.
Probably when Jordan brought it back.
I have not. I've seen it. And I've looked at it a couple times.
You had it
but
on tap?
I swear I had it on tap.
Let's
I swear I had it on tap somewhere.
let's switch gears
Where
and
we
come
going?
back to some of that
Okay.
The
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yep.
you wanna
Put
switch
that
on
back.
dark?
because it starts to get heavy.
Yeah, we're gonna switch gears back to. We're probably gonna do Pat's goes next to cleanse our palates.
I want to do the
We-
Belgian
oh,
after that.
Okay,
I mean, we could
All right.
truly cleanse our palate here.
that's nasty. No, we're gonna do your goes, then we're gonna do his the one he has. I gotta get it out of the fridge in a second.
Yeah, I've got to.
I'm
Okay,
gonna take a pill.
bringing us back.
We are back. And I have in my hand this sweet, sweet concoction.
What are we talking about?
You just
talking
heard
about
cock, and then you got all fucking excited.
Excited. He
Can't-
stood up. He was like,
Can't take you anywhere. Pat, put your pants back on. We're looking at a barrel-aged Mexican chocolate cake. Holy crap.
man, the aroma on
Taxman
this.
Brewing Company.
It's a spice cake, right?
It is a spice cake. Some cinnamon sticks, some Mexican peppers, and let's do a little smell test.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
I'll
telling.
tell you what.
I'm telling. Like I said, it smells like a
Holy
spice cake.
shit.
That aroma
the nose
is
awesome.
wow.
The nose is like insane. Like,
yes.
so my grandmother, she's God rest her soul, she was a curandera, which is a healer.
Okay.
So when I would go to her house sometimes and she would be like brewing teas and stuff, this fucking takes me back. This really
Nice.
takes me back.
It's good when a beer
So
does
I'm
that.
gonna try this real quick.
Who brought this one?
It's very spicy.
Hunter brought it.
Hunter brought it. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. yeah.
Holy crap.
stellar.
This is
Well,
freaking awesome.
Taxman knows how to do it right.
They do.
And they honestly they knocked it out of the park with this one.
And that spice.
It's
it
got- well,
really
it's
it
the
dries you out.
It's not even just the spice. There's a pepper. It's that pepper
Yeah.
kick right on the back of your throat.
Yeah.
I think
too.
that's the cinnamon, but it feels like pepper. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cinnamon.
Well,
It's
it says
cinnamon.
there's pepper in it.
Mexican spices, but cinnamon
You
sticks.
said peppers.
I taste
You said
cinnamon.
Mexican
Mexican
peppers.
peppers. Okay,
Yeah, that's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying. There,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
there's
well.
peppers in it. That's what I'm saying. This ain't cinnamon. That's pepper.
No, I taste cinnamon.
I taste
I
the
do
cinnamon
taste the
too.
cinnamon, but that
The
dry,
back of that throat,
that
and the
dry
small
burn.
pepper, and the bite right here at your
That's a pepper.
at your uvula.
That with the bourbon barrel,
Yep.
with everything.
This is
This is
stellar.
Now,
freaking
okay,
legit right
phenomenal.
here.
Let's do this. So
Wow.
let's go back to Midnight Espresso, or not? Midnight Espresso, where we said
Let's not.
too much going on in there, where they try to do too much at once. I think Taxman did the same thing here, but they did it better.
Oh,
did
way
it
better.
They did it
correctly.
right.
Everything balanced out to complement each other though.
Right.
It
Exactly.
didn't butt heads with each other like the Midnight Express did.
Yeah.
This worked well together.
Everything enhances everything
Yes.
else
Yes.
in this brew.
Yeah.
I didn't at first sip. It was a little much for me, but then after the second sip, I started
Jordan,
to feel it.
this reminds me, and you guys won't know this, but this reminds me of a creeper.
A little bit with the burn.
None of you have had the creeper from Briar Scratch, but the first sip, you're just kind of like, maybe not. But then as you drink more of it, your mouth everything warms up. It's not overpowering pepper, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I knew you said there was a pepper in there. It's not an overwhelming pepper like a lot of those pepper beers try to do, where there's it tastes like jalapeno and dirty feet, and this, it's just a slow warm across the in your my chest
Yep.
is warm now too
Yeah.
on that.
It's good with those wings.
This
Oh,
tastes
yes.
this
Yeah.
tastes like
Oh,
it would
yeah.
be good for even warm, not chilled, a slightly warmer
Yeah,
beer. This
probably
tastes like
so.
it might go down real well as it warms up too.
But you get that sweet chocolate up front when it first hits. You get that sweet chocolate and that little bit of a burn kind of
just
comes
bam.
on slow. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it bam. It
It
hits you,
hit- it hits
but I
me.
think it kind of comes on and then it just really lingers on and it stays there with you.
Yeah,
Wow,
it
this is
definitely-
really good.
It's good. I like it because I can taste the distinct flavors in it.
Right.
Whereas Midnight Espresso, and I only use that as an example because it's the only other one we've had tonight where it's this complex. The flavors, it confused my palate. My palate didn't know what to do with it.
It was going
Here,
everywhere.
Right.
I taste everything. Like I
know
taste
exactly
it front. I
what
get a
it's
little
doing.
hint of chocolate to it. Then I feel the cinnamon. I can really taste the cinnamon,
And
and
then
then
that
I
burn.
get the burn in the back.
Yep.
So I can taste the distinct flavors out of it. Whereas Midnight Espresso was like, what the fuck just happened in my mouth?
Yeah. Everything hits in stages with this.
You hear that a lot, don't you?
But with this one,
Pat.
everything kind of hits in stages with this. Where with again, not to keep picking on it, but Midnight Espresso, everything hit at once,
Right.
all at the same exact time. And this kind of has your stages of that sweet chocolate,
Yeah.
and then that cinnamon, and then that burn at
Burn
the
on the
end.
back, yeah.
Exactly. So it starts and finishes completely different, where you pick up on all those different nuances.
Yes.
Yep.
Is this
exactly?
Is this a seasonal or is this a special one? What
This
is
is
it?
a special one for sure.
This is a special. Yeah.
What was that? The vault? What was it? The barrel aged Mexican chocolate cake.
Vault.
Yep.
Mexican
It's a
chocolate
deduction.
cake.
Oh, it's a it's
yeah,
a Taxman deduction.
deduction.
Yeah.
Barrel series.
So Deduction is a Taxman staple beer,
Right.
and then they
'Cause
do
that's a-
off spins
that-
of it and add different things like this one.
That's a triple.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, Taxman Deduction itself is
Oh,
a
it's
very,
delicious.
very solid beer. So they take a solid beer and then they do different things with it, and this one they did really well.
Well, and that's what we should be doing, and that's what we're doing, which we need to get to soon. Back to soon again. We need to get our
Brewing
our,
again,
our
yeah.
Prohibition ale done, because we're going to split that into different things. And if we get the Prohibition ale base right, we can split that into some of the other things.
we're
we're
gonna
I'd love
try.
to eventually do a Belgian.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's definitely in the line. But what Pat's talking about is because talking to Redemption, what they're looking for is for us to do some kind of. Basically, it's going to be a creeper type beer. We're going to use some kind of hot pepper in it, and it's going to be like a good ale with a nice, clean burn finish.
But we're going to try several. So we're going to split.
Yeah, we're gonna try
we're
different
split it
peppers.
out into separate barrels, and then throw different kinds of peppers in them
Mhm.
in different stages and different, in the boil or after the boil, things like that. So
Yep.
that's the plan.
You know, I've dabbled in a little bit of moonshining. And
Edit.
And in my batch of apple pie, when it's nice and warm and just to the point where it's at that perfect temperature,
Pie fucker.
this really gives me two fingers first just to make sure I don't burn the tip. But this is what this reminds me of. This freaking beer, just like it takes me back just to that
To
one
that
point.
right there?
Right there where it's just like that place of like, oh,
Yeah.
holy fuck balls.
Yeah.
You know,
What's,
cold
uh,
and
What's the ABV on this? What do we say that
Don't
was?
care.
Probably high, I would assume.
I think I would assume so too.
An 8.
It's an 8.5.
See,
Really, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to
I
be.
was close. No, I figured an 8 because anything
Well-
starting to push 9 and 10, I can tell. Because,
Well, but with the bourbon barrel,
well,
I
the
thought that
bourbon-
might have pushed it up a little
you're
more.
Right. Yeah.
But Pat's
But
right, though. If you
that's-
get over 9, you get that real sick sweet and
Yeah.
that alcohol burn. That's not an alcohol burn. That's
no, because
pepper
it's
burn.
actually
That's a
still
pepper burn.
burning in my throat right now.
yeah, exactly.
I'm still feeling, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. It's not that kind of.
it's not a burn.
like a
It's
soothing
a
burn.
little, yeah.
It's like soothing.
A
It's like
warmingness.
icy hot almost
So-
like down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI, when I got this today, Crown Liquors over there off of 146 and Oleo,
Oh, nice.
they said they have 2 cases of it.
Oh, nice.
FYI.
We're going to get some.
Yes.
All
FYI.
right, so we'll be right back.
By the time this show airs, we've already bought it all, so don't even think about it.
Wait, you're not going to go over there like when they're closed and break down the door like a big
No.
Let me.
I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
I don't know. The guys said it was pretty scary. They were a little scared because
He was beating on the fucking door, but that's a whole nother story anyway.
So things happened before then, though. That's not fair.
well, that's true.
I make tacos out of pretty much everything.
Oh.
And I had a couple of filet mignons that I made just last week. I smoked them,
Mhm.
and then I fired them up for
I don't know
about
if
5
I.
minutes.
You talking about using that for this?
Yeah.
yes.
Dude.
Ooh.
It had
You-
some heat.
you- You haven't tried my freaking tacos, though.
I would actually. I would say this would be more towards like a pork cut. With the,
I would actually
with
say
the
a chili.
spice and the cake, I think
Pat,
I think it would go more
Pat.
towards a pork type dish.
Flavor
I'm going to
mignon
stop
sounds
you
fine.
right there. You're talking to a true Mexican over here.
Well, he knows the pork.
Join us next time in Roberto's
You know
backyard.
what? Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I pick up my cow tomorrow. So I pick up a quarter of my Angus steak. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to make some more fillets, and I'm
Right.
going to do them up the way I did last time. And I'm
just
going to
not-
have a couple of bottles of this. I'm going to tell you what.
I'm not sure about the spice on it though.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Nope.
I'm in, Roberto.
I'm
Yep.
not sure about the cinnamon
I'm
part
in.
on it.
Just
I'm
wait.
Fucking in.
All right.
Just wait.
I also
Just
think
wait.
a good beef chili would be excellent with that as the base.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah,
This
that
is-
See,
actually
I do a
works.
coffee chili, but I'd probably take that coffee out to put that in.
Well, see,
Oh,
when
Because
I
I don't
crap,
know if
that's-
that would.
when I did my when I did
actually,
my
that might work just with
when
this,
I did my
yes.
6B chili
Yep.
for Memorial Day, I used
Mhm.
just a nitro a milk stout from I can't remember who, but that actually might do good with my beef, bacon, bean,
That
and
chili was good.
Yeah.
By the way,
Mhm.
that was really
So
good.
if I use that maybe, and that might actually work with some of the chili to add some of that smokiness and a little bit of heat.
So
That actually might work.
here's something
Yeah.
I want to say because John's new to the craft beer scene, but he enjoys hanging out with us because he says he loves learning this stuff and whatever. So, what did you think, John, about something like that? That's a little bit higher. That's an 8.5. You're as somebody who's just getting the craft scene, you're not seeing a lot of 8.5s yet.
And flavor-wise, this is way different from anything we've had tonight.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
From everything else I've been sampling, it's
Yeah.
definitely there was a lot going on. You could really get the cinnamon, the nice burn in the back of the throat into the chest. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, as I have a pretty weak palate, salt and pepper kind of guy. But
Fair enough.
I appreciate it, and
Well, it's not an all day drinker. This is a savory
yes,
beer.
it is.
This is
I
like
would agree.
This is a
Yeah.
I
campfire
would
and a
agree.
cigar type beer.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Good call.
Exactly.
Oh,
Good
shot
call.
a Dickel with this.
Yeah.
Shot a Dickel and a beer.
Now, I will say, John's become a huge fan of the Dickel.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, and here's the thing: we've said this joke like 1,000 times now. I still don't know how to respond.
Jordan
to it.
didn't even know he was
said
doing
that
it.
like it was the.
He honestly did not realize what he was saying. I thought he was setting it up and he knew what he was going to say, but no, he sat back into his chair like, shit.
Edit.
the George Dickel whiskey.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
We
it's
need to have a big Dickel whiskey festival.
no, we can't do that. Hunter doesn't like. Well, he loves whiskey. He just doesn't drink it anymore.
Can we have
Apparently,
it?
it makes him a butthole.
Where is the George Dickel made?
Very true.
Tennessee.
We need to have a road trip to the Big Dickel factory.
Yeah, no, we
Let's do
passed
it.
it and we almost stopped.
The Blind Pigs Big Dickel road trip.
Let's do it.
That would be awesome.
I say we just call it the pig dickle.
the pig dickle. I did the dickle pickle when we were in Memphis.
I bet you did.
He did, yes. He did do the Dickel pickle.
Thanks, Pat.
He did do the Dickel pickle.
I did. Because I was so I'm on this internet group called Craft Beer Chugs, which I still don't get. Why would you just record yourself chugging really good craft beer? We all sip it and enjoy it, right? So I joined this group, and all they do is chug craft beer. Well, they started pissing me off, and I was drunk in Memphis. Imagine that. And we were at this restaurant. I'm like, well, fuck these guys chugging their beer. I'm going to do them one better. So I do a fucking Dickel, followed by a pickle shot, followed by chugging a beer. I didn't feel real good for about 10 minutes, but then I cleared up, and I was okay.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it took us 3 months to get Griswold to stop chugging his samples.
It didn't take quite that long. Quite that long. Maybe 2.5.
So between, because John's newest, then probably Griswold. So at least I know John, when he first came on the show, he was sipping and like, this is interesting, talking about it. Not this guy. When he first came on the show, we put out the samples, we look over, and his is just gone like it was a fucking shot. We're like, dude,
what are you
that's
doing?
not how craft beer works. We're supposed to like talk about it. He's like, oh, it was good.
Well, I've done a lot of winery tours, and so that's where it comes from. Being someone who prefers wine, you want to smell it. You want to get that first taste in there, let it sit on the palate. So
Yeah, and this is
They do that with vagina.
Same kind of feel.
No, you don't. That's such a lie.
The Riley does that with vagina.
There you
What I
go.
do with vagina?
So,
You sample
smell
it,
it,
you
sample
smell
a little
it,
bit.
you sample a
Of course.
bit, put it on your
Of course, man.
tongue.
Of course.
So
course.
interesting little tidbit on this barrel-aged Mexican chocolate cake deduction from Taxman. It says this is a limited release bottle, is only available at Crown Liquors and Taxman's gastropubs.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
Wait,
Yeah,
they
so
have
it's only
multiples?
available.
They have multiple
Crown
pubs
Liquors.
now? They have multiple gastropubs? I thought they only
Yeah.
had one.
They
Fortville.
got two.
Oh, they had to open the
Yep.
Fortville one. That's right.
It opens in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, there we go.
Very good.
Good. So what's coming up next after this one? I see another bottle on the table there.
Oh, yeah.
This is the other one I bought. Brought. Excuse me. This one is another bourbon barrel, kind of staying with the same theme. This is from Central Waters Brewery out of Amherst, Wisconsin. It is a bourbon barrel Scotch ale.
Now, Scotch ales are hit or miss. Those are hard.
This
those are
one's-
hard to hit.
I bought a 4-pack of these, and I'm bringing you the last one I have, and I think you're gonna find this pretty interesting.
Okay.
It's definitely different. It's a Brewer's Reserve, by the way. I mean, you got to talk about all the special tags on the label.
Open beer.
Yeah. So
Jordan, help me.
um,
I'll hold it while you pop it.
when we're
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
when we're talking Scottish ales, there's a huge variety, like Pat said. Like if you go down to Beer Brewery and you have a Scottish 80, beautifully done beer, very very good beer. If you get a Dale's Old Chub Scottish ale, tastes like you're licking someone's asshole.
But wait,
How would you know what that tastes
let me ask a question here.
Let's not go there. It's okay.
Let me ask a question here, though. Isn't there a difference between a Scottish ale and a Scotch ale?
Yes.
Yes, there can be.
Okay, I thought there was. So because this doesn't taste like a Scottish ale at all.
We will refer to Google on that.
Google.
Scottish ales tend to be light, though definitely not shy in flavor and aroma. Scotch ale, on the other hand, tends to be a big, meaty beer.
Meaty.
Although both styles use many of the same ingredients, Scotch uses more of them. Brewers will also occasionally throw in some smoked malt to give it an earthy or smoky character.
Riley almost drank the palate, the water cleanser.
Whoa,
in his-
easy. That's a small beer.
Oh, it is.
Small
I'm
bottle.
sorry.
All right, so has everybody got this now?
So this is the Scotch ale.
Scotch ale from Central Waters Brewing Company, again out of Amherst, Wisconsin.
What are we floating at on this one? 8, 9? I taste about a 9 ABV.
I like it.
It's a lot of bourbon.
There's a
A lot of bourbon in that.
You're right. Exactly. Wow.
I'm not sure on this one.
I'm going to say 10.
It took me a couple sips to go. Not too bad.
Yeah.
My first couple sips, I was not a fan, and I think I even told you that when I brought it to you. I wasn't sure how I felt about it, even after a whole one.
Too much sweet in it for me, but it's still good
That's
flavor.
why I'm feeling like it's a 9 or either it's just too much bourbon barrel. Here, hand me the bottle.
We'll have to look it up.
I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't say.
Wow.
It's what?
But you can definitely taste that bourbon in it for
This
sure.
is the Central
It's-
Waters Scotch Ale Brewers Reserve. Yeah, they did not post it on here. I thought all beer had to have the ABV listed.
I think
Where's
that
this
was
out of?
Amherst, Wisconsin. I think meaty is actually a good way to describe that. It's a very
I'm going
it's a
with
very
I'm going with chewy.
chewy. Okay.
It's I'm bourbon. The bourbon barrel ones are tough to do,
Right.
and it either is a slightly lower ABV and too long in the barrel for me, or a high ABV. And
Exactly.
and that gets that sickly sweet part to me.
Yeah. And I think this is one of those ones, and there's times when we've talked about this before, where the bourbon is the main character in the beer.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those brews.
A little too. Yeah, you lose some of the flavor of the regular beer,
Right.
and it just goes all bourbon.
Yeah,
9.5.
9.5. Yep.
See?
Yep.
I was. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, my palate. Come on, man. I've been doing this for a year now, and my palate's been pretty accurate, getting pretty close now on the ABVs on some of these.
Yep.
I can tell when it's hitting 9.
Not
do you-
bad. I mean,
Roberto?
it's one of those cigar beers. You know, I think because of
honestly,
the bourbon.
I think I'm
I enjoy
spoiled
it.
by the tax man.
That was
This
yeah.
is really kind of it's not
should
doing
save
it
that
for
for
me.
last.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad beer. I think right now I'm really thinking of that chocolate spice Mexican.
I still have some burn.
flavorful- Yeah, so
Yeah.
do I.
Yeah.
I got that in my system, and I don't.
I still got burn in my chest from the last one, and then burn from the bourbon on this one in my mouth.
Yeah, but I think because of that, the bourbon burn with this.
We might have
It's
needed to do a
bit
little more
too
of a.
much, and it's killing my buzz a
We,
bit.
we
Yeah.
might have needed to do a
So-
little more of a in betweener.
I will
Yeah.
say this is the very similar to the first impression I had of this before drinking anything else. That bourbon was just
Jeez,
really
Jordan.
so prevalent that it didn't really allow for the other flavors to come out.
Yeah, it's a tad bit overpowering.
It is. It is. Not bad. Again, I think, if you had a nice cigar with this, this would be
Yeah.
a nice sipper, and this would probably fit that bill really well.
I think I can finish out a night with this.
There you
Towards
go.
the end,
Nightcap.
You know
Nightcap
what?
beer.
I think I'm done.
Yep.
Let's finish this off with something nice.
There you go.
Campfire outside,
I like that.
stars. I can deal with that.
Yep, that's
Right
actually
right
a really
up front,
good call.
I think that'd be a little bit too much.
So I'm going to break this one out real quick because it's just a straight Pilsner. It's from Tennessee, and I think a Pilsner will
Cleanse
cleanse us
All
to
right.
be able to go into something with a little bit more flavor. Because otherwise, I kind of agree with what you guys just said. Right now, we're all still feeling the tax man. We need something to clear out the tax man before we can really go
Yes.
on and taste
Yes,
something
we
else. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to say compared to anything else
Let's
we've
make a
drank
crown
tonight,
run.
holy
You wanna run the crown?
shit. Oh, we have plenty of beer. Oh,
Yeah, we don't have. Yeah, but we don't have any.
We need to do. So Roberto can make those tacos, man.
Oh, dude, I get my cow tomorrow, man.
The first thing I'm saying is look at the color on this bad boy. Holy shit, that's light. Compared to anything else we drank, that's light.
That looks about like my piss after about 6.
That's legally hydrated by military standards.
Exactly. And it smells like a Pilsner. Let's just start there. It definitely smells like
It
a
is.
Pilsner.
But I think it's a high quality beer.
What was that?
I'm sorry, a high quality pear.
What
What is it? What is a high quality
Pilsner.
pear?
This is by the same people that brought us the Gotta Get Up to Get Down. This is Wiseacre
Cool.
down in Memphis. The Tiny Bomb American Pilsner.
And here's I want to go back to the get up before you get down or whatever. The more I drank that and kind of cleansed the palate and everything, the more that really stood out as a really good brew.
It is.
So I
it
mean,
is.
and I had it before when you brought it back.
Strong coffee in there, just
Yeah.
good.
But it was
quality coffee.
balanced though.
Yeah.
It didn't kick your ass. It was
Exactly.
good. So I actually, the more I drank that, the more I started to really enjoy that.
I taste piss. I really do. I'm not.
don't
a big,
like it?
I'm not a big
I
fan.
like it.
No,
It's
don't.
nice.
No.
It's nice, clean.
I'll
light ale.
give you that. It is clean. It is a clean
It
urine
was so
sample.
clean, I forgot it was beer.
Yeah,
Honestly, this tastes like fucking pool water.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is not a knock on Wiseacre whatsoever. This is just not my style.
no.
This is not what I drink.
Right, and that's why I pulled this out as a palate cleanser, though, because it's.
And I think that's smart.
it's the light. It's cleaning everything else we've had out of that mouth, because we've had a lot of flavor go in there. We needed something
Right.
that was just plain. I don't want to say boring, plain and simple.
Well, it's we've been drinking those high ABVs, and now we're going down to this. So now you're gonna
What is
taste
this,
pool
about
water.
4, 3?
You're gonna taste
3.5?
pool water.
Probably a 4.5. It doesn't say on it.
You know, you're not gonna taste those. Ingredients.
Yeah,
Four-
but I
four
can
and a
get
half.
another Pilsner and I can be
4 and a
able
half.
to taste it, and
Yeah.
this just doesn't.
Yep.
I don't know. Like
This is the
actually-
lightest ABV we've had, 4.5. So this is
And,
light.
and
This is
honestly,
watery.
but that's more than I thought it was going to be. To be honest with you,
Let's say this though, it tastes much stronger than the coffee blonde one we had earlier.
Yes.
agree.
A lot less watery than that one. Even though
I'll
it's
give it
not
that.
a lot of flavor, it still to me had more flavor than the 5% coffee blonde.
It's got flavor, but
right? All right, I'm not the only one, man.
Hey,
Like,
No,
better than
no,
the
I'm
9
with you,
volt.
dude. Completely with you.
there's, like-
I don't like to slam beers. I don't like to slam beers.
I don't mind it.
really
I'm with
don't.
Riley.
I don't like to slam beers, and I'm not. I hate to slam a Wiseacre, but bleh.
It's better
Yeah.
than 9 volt, dude.
What?
It's better than that 9 volt.
Well, yeah, that's true. It doesn't taste
So,
like a 9-volt.
Griswold, what do you think, man?
Not for me at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Pilsners are again well, and we get into that a lot. Everything's got its hits and misses, but I don't know. I don't get it. It's the Pilsner. It's not tasting like a proper Pilsner to me. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
I stopped drinking water when I started doing this show. So there you go. That's where I'm at.
I tend to
So-
agree with that.
Yeah. So, again, nothing against the Wiseacre. I think it's a lot of the Pilsner, the lighter Pilsner style that I'm just not into anymore. Once we've had, a lot of flavor with some of these other Belgians and these stouts and porters and just some of the other stuff we've tried, I'm just not into this at all.
It takes me to a Miller or a Bud place.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then I don't like to go anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
feel like it's lighter than that. I feel like this is almost a Kolsch.
Yeah.
No,
I get that
'cause
feel.
I like
no,
a
no,
Kolsch.
No, I get that feel.
I
I
like
get the
feel
Kolsch
to
feel.
it.
Beer
out of this.
brewery
Very,
makes
very
a good
I
light.
think I'd be happier drinking a Miller.
Cold.
Special K.
think so?
Special
Interesting.
K.
Yeah, I'm being.
No,
dead
like I like a
serious, you
Kolsch.
know? It's
No,
light.
but see, what I'm saying
Yeah.
I like a Kolsch.
Huh.
Well, beer breweries got what their special.
I'm
is that
trying.
the
Like
special
I'm
K.
Special K.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I like a special K, and that's fine. But this has got something. And again, it still could be. And we've got to temper that, and I apologize for that. It's we've had some high ABVs and a lot of darks,
A lot of flavor.
and it's probably a bad slam
This
against
is a
them.
very simple, malted, low hopped beer.
I should have had a
That's all it
glass.
is.
I
It's-
think I
there's
needed.
nothing
I think I
fancy.
needed a glass of water in between.
Yeah, I've been
Instead.
drinking water in between, so maybe that's why I feel better about it. John, what do you think about it, man?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. This show is premised around honesty. We drink the bad shit so you don't have to.
There
We've
it is.
talked
That's what I was
about
gonna
that.
say.
Right, but
we've
we're
done
also-
that and done that,
But
and
we,
here
but
we
we
are.
don't like to slam either. We don't like to kill
no,
them for it.
and that's why I'm telling you, this isn't my style. For somebody else that is a Pilsner fan, this probably has enough flavor where you might enjoy this. For me, this is not an enjoyable beer. This is not something I would go pick up. That's all I'm saying with
Yeah,
it.
no, I gotcha. We still had a good time on Memorial Day with that bottle of absinthe.
Oh yeah, I love absinthe. I love the way absinthe makes me feel. It's a very clean buzz.
It's
Never
like
had
It's
it.
a very even keeled buzz.
But it's
not
also-
an over the top thing.
it's kind of like having a red. It gets you
depends
to
on
a
what you
Red Bull
have.
vodka state without actually having to have Red Bull vodka.
yeah.
No, this man has never been more animated than when he's had a couple. I mean, it's
Not in a bad way though.
and not even in a bad way.
not in a
He's
bad
just
way.
like, whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm like everywhere. I'm like, hey, how you doing? You guys seen that gay ass Spider-Man 3 thing where he's like dancing in the street? Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
With the
I was
costume?
Tobey
Next
Maguire. I was
time,
like, yeah.
Get a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You were there.
I don't remember.
So this brings up a good question. Has there been any discussion on next year's road trip?
No. But we're gonna do probably a fall or winter
We're thinking
trip
about
up to
a
Wisconsin.
fall trip. Maybe in
Well,
September.
just a weekender to Wisconsin.
I could do something like that.
Yeah,
I'm down
like a
with
week.
that.
Like I'm hoping
I need-
September.
Before the wicked ass
more than a
cold
month.
comes in, but
Well, maybe Milwaukee's something we can.
I think
Well, yeah,
Milwaukee would
Milwaukee's
be a great
fine.
starting place, and then if we got bored there, which it's hard to get bored in Milwaukee, we could always jet over to New Glarus.
yeah.
There you go.
About hour and a half away.
Right.
Do the night there. It'd probably want to do like a 3-day there because there are that many freaking breweries, and not just breweries, but there's breweries and
Distilleries.
distilleries and all sorts of
Exactly.
stuff up there. So
I'm telling you, and
You-
I don't
you
know
got
that
me.
we've talked about it on the show, but I'm telling you right now, we've got to go to Mobcraft. They're doing some really cool stuff there, and I've told you guys about it. But one of my favorite things, one of the best beers I've had, we went to a Brewers Cubs game, and walked up to get a beer. Didn't realize when I ordered 2, I was going to pay $28 for 2 beers. Another story.
crap.
But yeah, exactly. I got this beer from Mobcraft. It was a coffee brown ale from Mobcraft called Batshit Crazy. guys, I'm
That's
telling you,
batshit crazy.
I am telling you what, by far, hands down, the best coffee brown ale I've ever had. This would be one of my go-to beers if I could get it more often. Such a good time, or such a good beer. We would have a great time in Milwaukee. So if we go, we need to get with Mobcraft over there.
Sweet. Well, I tell you what, guys. Let's take a break. Well, let's call this show an end, and we're gonna come back. We'll probably keep going and maybe do a part 2.
Part
so
2.
All right.
So anyway, all right, guys. Well, we'll be back here in a little while with part deuce.
Deuce.
There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes.